Dinner in Hell Band!
Oh my god! So powerful.
Sound incredible.
Sonic.
They just keep on getting better.
It's like music to my ears.
Literally. Welcome back for another exciting edition of the Dinner in Hell podcast, the show where two amateur historians talk about the atrocious underbelly of history. I am one of your hosts, Brad the Impaler, and with me, as always, Big Ron Maiden.
I'm big. I'm a large man. I carry an axe. I wear flannel shirts. I stand 6'5".
Ron Bunyan.
Abe Lincoln, when people would ask Abe Lincoln, how tall are you? He would say, tall enough to touch the ground, bro. Like, yeah, I'm tall enough to touch the ground. Me too.
6'4", 6'8" with the afro.
I'm talking honest, Abe?
Yeah.
The same Abe? Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Under that top hat, afro.
Flat top like Kid and Play.
Yeah.
His hat never fell off. We'll just tell you that.
Actually, I just made a clumsy Fletch reference. That's what that was.
Oh my God. Today we are going to get into a little bit of Haitian culture, cross with a little African culture, little Dinner in Hell African tie-in.
Mixed up down in Louisiana.
We get some plays in South Africa. I think Congo listened to us. Yeah, we had a few listens in Africa, the African continent.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Hashtag African continent.
Yeah, maybe we'll see some listeners to this episode from Benin. What up, Benin?
Freaking Haiti.
Haiti.
We're looking at you.
Big fan of your revolution that you had.
So we're going to do something different. We're just going to discuss the movie, The Serpent and the Rainbow. We're going to discuss it front to back. What we do on our program is
documentary, The Serpent and the Rainbow?
What we do on our program is we discuss 80s movies. And we do different footnotes. Me and Brad both watch them. No, I'm just kidding. There should be a video restore rewind version of
The Serpent and the Rainbow?
Yeah. Me and Brad, we just watched the trailer to get inspired.
Looks like a real corker.
I've seen it. It's good. 80s, Wes Craven.
Wes Craven is the master of horror, after all.
There's some messed up images in it. Covered in blood, dancing kind of shit.
Did you see the new Halloween trailer? That's a very new thing at the time of the recording of this episode.
I've seen people sharing it.
I have, but I haven't watched it yet. We'll watch it after the show on these big studio monitors.
I'm like, God damn it. How many frickin' times? I know Jamie Lee Curtis is supposed to be in it. She's like, hey. She's got longer hair.
Yeah, I saw somebody had retweeted her tweet of it. That's how I saw it.
Today, we're talking about voodoo. The religion.
Mm-hmm.
Brad the Impaler, where does this episode begin? Ready, start, talking now. Go.
Voodoo. What voodoo is, but we'll get the definition out of the way right out of the gate, it's a set of cultural elements. It's a little bit more than just a religion, and a lot of it is syncretic, meaning like combined with other religions. But to put it a little too simply, voodoo is a religion that developed from primarily Haitian and ultimately West and Central African religions. The primary religious tradition the foundation of this influence of the development of voodoo in Louisiana is called Vaudou. This set of religious principles is practiced by people in Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, and Togo.
What's up, Ghana?
What's up, Nigeria? I love the
Togo.
Team Ghana's soccer kits for the World Cup. Mm-hmm. They look great. Congratulations. Should be a good year for those two countries in that competition.
I cheer for them during World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one of the foundations of the practice of Voodoo is the belief in a hierarchy of spirits. the greatest governing forces of nature and society, we're talking about big timers. Like there's big spirits and then there's little spirits going down to, like individual streams and trees and shit like that. Now, asking for the intervention of these spirits in the daily lives of the people is sort of similar to how Catholics behave. If you've got Catholics in your life, if they lose something, they might not pray directly to God for help finding it, but they'll pay to the patron saint of lost things, which I believe is Saint Anthony. So you'd be like, Saint Anthony, you tell God to help me find the magic thing or the lost thing.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. When I was you're saying, when we were kids, we would pray to Saint Nick and for presents. We would pray dear Saint Nick, please send us G.I. Joe hydrofoil.
Yeah. Something like, yes, exactly.
Cobra.
I still love G.I. Joes when I was
Mask.
a kid too.
The mask.
Awesome.
Mask, the base. That's a gas station, Boulder Hill. Dear Saint Nick, thank you. Excite Bike.
That was a great game.
Blades of Steel.
I would have so much fun with that level editor.
Saint Nick. Yes, all the fast high ramps. Oh yeah, we're gonna. You try to do record time, how to get this map done in a minute,
trading the controller back and forth with your friends.
Yeah, see how fast you can do it.
And you'd design incredibly fucked up impossible courses for you'd spring on people. Yeah. Or just be the most annoying shit. There was still, what I'm saying is there was still video game trolling in the 80s.
Yeah. That's where it spawned.
Yeah.
It spawned with Intellivision. I'm just kidding.
ColecoVision.
Intellivision was so freaking stupid. It was 4 games. Anyways, we're talking voodoo. We're talking ColecoVision. We're talking Haitian and African cultures mixing. Why? Was it slaves imported from Africa?
Yep.
Yeah, they brought their culture.
Yeah.
Check it out. This is how we do voodoo dolls over where we're from.
Yeah, even it's horrible what occurred, but when people have a cultural tradition, they don't abandon it under, harsh circumstances. And for the most part, they're going to hold on to it probably even harder. And that's why you see it survive in some areas. And, I'm mentioning the similarity with Catholicism for a reason. Is because when we do get a little bit further down the road, specifically into the Louisiana variety of voodoo, it is very heavily fused with aspects of Catholicism.
That's what I thought. I've seen the notes, and that's what when you said holding true to your culture, it made me think of, we're going to talk about a particular person that was a really, really Christian, but also did the voodoo.
Yes. Yeah. That is not uncommon whatsoever. The reason that these spirits are so important in voodoo practice is that there is a main one god at the top called Bon Dieu. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the problem is that that being is so powerful that it is completely beyond the reach of human beings to communicate with. So you have to ask for the help of the spirits, the Aiwa.
The middlemen.
Yes. And those are the spirits that are called forth during voodoo rituals.
I'm sorry, but it just makes me think of when you want to meet the band, but you have to go through the roadie. So you have to go in the bus with the roadie for a minute.
Yeah, you gotta
the hard way.
Yeah.
Just to get the message to the. God damn it! I'm sorry. You're the one that's talking porn over here.
I do not know where you're going with that one. Another interesting thing about the practice of voodoo is that it is mostly matriarchal. Which is interesting because this is one key way that it's very different from the Catholic Church, which is extremely patriarchal. Only men are allowed to be priests. So the entire leadership of this giant organization is entirely made up 100% of men. Women have no influence in it whatsoever. The opposite is generally true in voodoo or Vodun communities. The head of it is generally a woman, the priestess, the voodoo priestess, or the voodoo queen, as she is generally referred to in the context of Louisiana voodoo.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Kind of cool. Generally, the priestesses, though, of course, were selected from prominent families. The prominent family who was generally governing, historically speaking, in West Africa, it would actually be the voodoo queen would be the political leader of a given community as well.
The mayor.
Yeah. There's a wide focus on herbal medicines for healing and also the use of fetishes. This is a little fucked up, but I got to tell you, voodoo's just not that fucked up.
Voodoo's fucked up. Have you seen Child's Play? Where the freaking criminal is in the toy store and he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm dying here. I'm bleeding out. He's like, I'm looking. Lightning bolt strikes. Boom. Voodoo. Chucky.
Yes. And there are adjacent to voodoo evil rituals, somewhat like what you're describing. Although I'm not sure of the authenticity of the voodoo employed in Child's Play. I don't know if it's the real stuff.
Don't you remember at the end when he's like, yeah, found your voodoo doll?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, his leg breaks in his other leg. He's like, no. That shit's real. They had to get an actor that agreed to be voodoo dolled.
Oh, we'll get to voodoo dolls in this. And the pins that go in them.
It's Flair.
Not quite, but close.
It's the correct amount of minimum required amount of Flair in each voodoo doll.
The minimum, but it's not going above and beyond.
It's just a handful that someone grabbed and just stuck on there. They weren't looking at them.
Paying no attention. This is their opportunity to express themselves.
We're not in Kansas anymore. Pin on a voodoo doll. Imagine that. Visualize that.
Ruby slippers. Well, what fetishes are objects. The definition is an object that has magical powers, basically. That's what it is. Now, the specific objects they use could be just objects like a medallion or other, sort of talisman like that, like a manufactured object. But also commonly used were dried animal body parts and dried human body parts.
Yeah.
As these, talismanic objects.
I know a guy that sells dried human body parts. If you need to, like, a guy.
Do you have his card?
He doesn't have a card, but I can hook you up.
Okay.
He has a tumbler.
The thing about fetishes, though, is they're not unique to voodoo. And this is another area where voodoo and Catholicism have some commonalities. If you replace the word fetish with the word relic, that is pretty similar. There's dried body parts in Catholic churches.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're magical objects. Also, you could also consider the Holy Cross, the crucifix, is said to have power.
Yeah.
And the Eucharist that Catholics consume during the communion is literally transfigured through the power of the Holy Spirit into the body of Jesus Christ.
Did you see the Onion headline recently that was Virgin Mary statue crying for no good reason?
No, I missed that one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Just over here at the local church, they got a piece of St. Peter's hip in the altar. It's a relic. St. Peter himself.
Well, let me ask you this. Can you think of anything other than the Onion that's been around that long that is consistently getting better over time?
I don't watch The Simpsons, so I don't know if The Simpsons is getting better or not. South Park gets better as animation improves and stuff. Like
see, I got sick of it.
Yeah, well, that's you. You get sick of everything. Yeah, you have to be open to South Park to like South Park. So if you don't want to watch South Park, I get it. Not everyone does.
I watched them and then was consistently didn't enjoy them, so then I stopped.
But what I'm saying is I don't watch Simpsons, so I don't know if it's gotten better. I know it's still running, but I do. When I have seen newer South Parks, they are better than the old ones because the old animation was like construction paper at the start. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I will say that.
But The Onion is hands down, yeah.
Those are probably two strong contenders for the list, yeah, in terms of general public opinion.
There needs to be more Onion Voodoo headlines.
I didn't come across a single one for this. The status of these fetishes can affect the spirits that may be called upon with it. Like, I imagine human body parts are probably rare in terms of fetishes go. So they're probably, I'm making assumptions here, but I think it's reasonable that they're probably the most powerful ones used to call the most powerful spirits.
It goes human then tiger as far as dried animal parts go. Human, tiger, dragon.
There is one other thing that's a little fucked up about voodoo and voodoo practices, but in no means unique to it. And that is that many rituals incorporate live animal sacrifices.
Oh, they eat the animal, though. They don't just... We're just going to rip its beating heart out, raise it up over the altar, let the blood drip into our mouths. And we just toss the animal out. Fuck it. We don't eat it. We got enough food.
That I don't know for sure, but I would assume that they're probably... I mean, if I killed a chicken, I would probably eat it. Yeah.
You seen Apocalypse Now? The villagers kill that ox. They put a fucking blade right through its back. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They ate it after the scene was shot. The whole village ate it. Fucking, it was a feast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't.
Yeah, that cow really died. For art. In the name of art.
In Apocalypse Now, it did?
Yeah, it's like an ox or something. Yeah, at the very end, Marlon Brando's village.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, they in a ceremony, they hacked it like a big axe, in its hump. I was like, whoa, bro! I just saw ham. I think I just saw ham, like a cartoon, like the bone in the middle. But yeah, they ate it. Anyways, so you know what there needs to be in Apocalypse Now? More voodoo commentary.
Yeah, well, in these rituals, the ones that include animal sacrifices, one of the reasons why people have come to associate it with evil for some reason.
Because of Wes Craven's Serpent the Rainbow.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's part of a long tradition of movies that have done that. But even those rituals are generally rituals of peace and respect. So, they're sacrificing animals, but it's not to, cause a curse or something.
Yes, we have a good rainy season.
Yeah.
It's the crops.
It's cool shit. Yeah.
And tobacco to grow. Bananas. Tune into our Banana Wars episode for more on Haitian bananas growing.
Yeah, it's informative. You brought it up earlier, and we're absolutely correct in that a huge percentage of people stolen and sold into the transatlantic slave trade were representatives of the Fon people from Benin, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, that area of Western Africa. Other enslaved Africans, if they didn't specifically have Vodun as a religion, typically had somewhat similar religions. So when they are brought over here against their will, stolen and enslaved, they have a strong camaraderie with one another because of the traumatic experience that they're undergoing.
You hate white people too? Me too.
Yeah. So it helped them to form strong communities in the areas where they were allowed to form communities at all.
Okay, I need to ask you something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the god that is like super powerful.
Bondi.
Yeah. Did you mention the god of the lower realm? I was waiting to hear you pronounce the name of it.
Is it Papa Legba?
No, I thought it was like Iwa or something.
Iwa are what the spirits are called, generally speaking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Iwa.
My bad. I read it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we do get to the gatekeeper spirit, but I couldn't find it just now in the notes, so I'm not 100% sure that I said it right, but I think it's Papa Legba.
In the movie Avatar, this like the whole planet is like dialed into this god that the tribes call Iwa. Whoa, Jim Cameron with the voodoo influence.
Yeah.
I call him Jim.
I've never seen Avatar.
I call him Jim. That's cool. It's cool to watch.
I like Terminator, though.
So did Chris Farley. You see when he is interviewing like Paul McCartney? You ever seen Terminator? You gotta see it. It's good. Okay, I will. The Chris Farley show, he's all nervous. You know? He's like, I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
You ever seen Terminator?
Such a weird question. I bet you that was a big influence on Between Two Ferns.
Remember when you were in the Beatles? The crowd applauds and laughs. Probably. Yeah.
Remember when you were in the Beatles?
The love you make is greater than the love you take, or something like that. Yeah, I wrote it. Was that true? I believe so. Yeah, that's a great bit.
Chris Farley is...
Rest in peace.
He was a treasure.
Chris Farley. His brother starts to act like him now. Like he's starting to act like him too in film, like laughing, like doing that kind of shit. It's like, whoa, but hey, get that money.
Yeah,
you know.
I have
Chris
a hard
would be
time.
happy.
Yeah, I have a hard time begrudging people finding any way to get money.
Yeah,
that doesn't hurt other people.
Yeah,
yeah, but like if you can make a career, I mean, God bless him. The other Belushi has not been able to quite reach the levels of his brother.
Yeah.
I can't even think of his first name.
Jim. According to Jim, and his wife was like insanely like out of his league.
Yeah. he managed to have a career.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's something, but it was not good stuff. Sorry.
To this day, I don't think Jim has starred in any voodoo categorized movies. I don't think.
We'll have to do a deep dive into that IMDb, see what's up. In the mainland, modern-day United States, generally, families were specifically not kept together. People from even extended families were intentionally separated to try and destroy their bonds with their family and further dehumanize them. For the most part, this included removing children from their parents as well. This was, to a much lesser extent, happenstance in Louisiana. Typically, families were kept together much more often than they were in other areas of the South. So that's one of the reasons why voodoo has such a strong presence in Louisiana as opposed to, I mean, anywhere else in the United States. Yeah, outside of the Mississippi Delta. That's pretty much voodoo territory. The other reason is because after the Haitian Revolution, at the end of the 1700s, many slave owners fled from Haiti, where voodoo was much more established, and brought their voodoo practitioner slaves with them to New Orleans, which was the most convenient port to flee to. Voodoo was able to take such hold in Haiti because there were way more slaves in Haiti than slave masters, which led to the revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, I think at one point it was a full 2-to-1 slaves to not slaves on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't sustainable. Go ask Rome about what happens when you have tons and tons of slaves.
Yeah. I recently followed Jim Rome on Twitter. He doesn't post anything except so-and-so's on the show today. The sports guy, Jim Rome.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he'd post something.
He has like his like rants that Jim Rome is burning.
Clones. Want to hear my Jim? His callers are clones, and they talk just like him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They talk like this, so matter of fact. Want to hear my Jim Rome? Anybody knows
some Jim Rome.
If anybody knows Jim Rome, this is my Jim Rome. Ready? This is on FM or AM radio, where time is money. This is Jim Rome's whole thing. Allen Iverson. What a joke. Like, that's Jim Rome's deal. Like, it's like, dude, you got dead air. Like, we're paying, like, we charge companies. Anyways, Rome.
I'm really sorry if this applies to any of our listeners, but the people who call into sports talk radio stations have to be the cold, dumbest group of people in this country. It is unreal. I had to stop listening to it. I would like the hosts like takes and shit, and I'd be interested, and they'll be like, all right, let's take a caller, and I'd be like, they'd have some fucking moron on who has like some dumb opinion.
Yeah.
And then they shred them because that's good radio, but it is mind-numbing.
Yeah. Comments on radio stations' Facebook posts are a nightmare. So I try to post the most ridiculous ones I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like people who say, I got my pistol, I'll take care of that. Like one bullet's all it take. Like they post like crimes and shit or whatever, news stories.
And there's always someone who's like, if someone even looks at me wrong, I'll blow off both of their kneecaps. Like, yeah.
Putting judges out of work.
There's people who have really, really detailed fantasies about what they would do if someone attempted to like carjack them or something.
These killings on the spot are putting court system out of work, taking money out of the court system's hands, you know?
Yeah, they can't get all their hours logged.
Yeah, for the sentencing. And
can't keep those private prisons full.
Good for jury duties. Low jury duties count when people kill intruders, whatever. Thieves. Get back here with that candy. Got him. Death penalty for stealing candy. America. Keeping it light.
Speaking of America, Louisiana is a state in America.
Oh, they practice tons of voodoo. It's
they
like
do.
The voodoo mecca of North America.
Now, you may be wondering, why exactly was voodoo so much of a synthesis between the West African Vodun and the Catholicism practiced by mostly, the French in the area?
Strong child's play. Fan base.
Yes. Only the first couple, though. And then they come back in for Bride of Chucky.
On Showtime this Friday.
Well, there was a 1685 law that ordered all French or the slaveholders in Haiti to Christianize the slaves they held within 8 days of their arrival on the island. So, I mean, for a lot of them, like calling Papa Legba, who was the chief Iowa, the gatekeeper to the rest, Saint Peter, it was just a cover. They didn't really believe in Saint Peter, or they came to and they just decided Saint Peter and Papa Legba were the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the driving force of that. You got St. Patrick, who is also the Iowa Dambala, who's the Iowa of snakes. So St. Patrick's drives the snakes out of Ireland. He's also the spirit of snakes.
Right.
Yeah. That's very fascinating to me.
St. Patrick?
No, the way that the two religions sort of intersect and form like a new thing. It's really fascinating.
Oh, man. I mean, there's like the story of Jesus and the story of like some other thing was the same as like the story of Horus or something. Like these crazy, all these stories of these people's lives all sync up, like just different variations. It's crazy. Thanks, internet. No, I hate the world. Internet. Won't be dumb again.
Yeah, but I've probably learned too much for my own good.
Thanks, internet. We all.
I know too much now.
Right.
Sucks. It's ruining my life.
Yeah.
You know what else is like a real big celebration of life?
Voodoo ceremonies, yeah. Especially when there's animal sacrifices.
Another key aspect of the voodoo tradition is the practice of making and wearing charms and amulets for the protection and healing. These, I figure we'll get this in now. The opposite of voodoo is the occult science of Bo.
Oh yeah, cult science of Bo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if
everybody knows that.
I mean, if we're figuring we've got a big American fan base here, the religion you're going to be most familiar with is Christianity, and you'll be more familiar with Catholicism than voodoo. So if we put this in Catholic terms, let's see.
I thought you were talking about people that are fans of Bo Jackson. Like,
Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
Yeah, so, well, you know, like the occult science of Bo and Bo practitioners are, I think, somewhat equivalent to Satan worshippers and like demon possession, like with exorcism and stuff like that. Like, you can't go out and find a group of people who practice the occult science of Bo for real. Like, you know how Satan worshippers aren't really real? I don't think the Bo practitioners are real. I think it was put this way by a historian. You have to create the forces of darkness in order for the forces of good to overcome them.
Yeah. I know a guy that's a Satanist and he like is all about it.
Yeah, but those people are atheists with a certain philosophy. That dude doesn't believe Satan exists.
Yeah, that's I'm like, you know.
Yeah, it's Anton LaVey. It's basically extreme individualism for people who like to cosplay.
I'm not going to say that about this friend. He takes it very serious.
People do. Everybody takes their religion seriously. But like the other thing that I should point out is that Satanism is also not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it specifically says the only way you're allowed to kill people is with black magic. And, you know, that's not possible.
Because
there's no such thing as Satan. No demonic forces will destroy your enemies for having annoyed you in your lair.
Arrange red candles lit in a circle freely whenever you like with no... I don't know.
Go ahead and use 6 candles. Doesn't matter.
If you get your receipt back from the drive-thru at lunch when it's 666, just roll with it.
Satan doesn't think you're cooler only because you only kill animals if it's for food or defense.
The band Slayer is actually a Christian band.
Back to voodoo. But one of these charms that's often attributed to Bo practitioners is the Wanga. And this is a charm used to poison an enemy. This supposedly contained the toxic roots of the Figuier maudite tree, brought from Africa and preserved in Louisiana. The ground-up root was combined with other elements such as bones, nails, roots, holy water, holy candles, holy incense, holy bread, or crucifixes. So you can see the two way the religions roll together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, voodoo priests would sometimes get in the mix of this stuff. but it was generally not the focus of the religion.
She donated the nails, I heard. You mentioned nails, the different ingredients. She would grow her nails out. She'd be like, snip, snip. There's my nails.
Oh, that's interesting. I was thinking like the
tink,
construction
tink, tink.
material nails. Yeah.
I just did a little twist, that's all.
Losing fingernails is something that always
No, they just
bugs
grow
me.
and you just clip them. Like, you know how people grow their nails out?
Yeah, but when they get removed from the hand altogether is horrible. I hate seeing that in movies and shit.
Oh, I think, was it Stir of Echoes? She's dragged on a hardwood floor and it's like, snap.
You get that
Kevin
in
Bacon.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, too.
So awful. Ugh.
Yeah, but even when they're making these charms and shit, even the evil ones, they would often evoke protection from Jehovah and Jesus Christ. They'd just go straight up to the like Catholic deity.
Nice.
Be like, hey, we're making this evil charm to hurt people. Are you in? Like, you gonna zap this with some juice? Make it work? Like, that's kind of the deal. Yeah.
Wow.
Another key aspect of voodoo practice is that the Iowa possess human beings to communicate. This involves the voodoo priestesses who are generally involved in this slipping into a trance. Sometimes it's frantic activity. Sometimes it's an incomprehensible language that they're speaking. Sometimes it is clear and direct communication to specific people.
Yeah. I imagine their eyes rolled in the back of their head, like in a circle, losing their shit.
Yeah, some types of voodoo practice are if the Iowa may possess anyone at any time, not just the priestesses. But I think the main one, the priestesses, are the one being the people that the Iowa possess. Like I said earlier, voodoo rituals in the United States do include the sacrifice of live animals. These are generally chickens or goats, but could be other stuff too.
Bunnies.
Could be.
Like, you see like an ad, like, free kittens to a good home. Like, we'll take them.
I don't think kittens.
We'll freaking take them, bro. We got a Haitian voodoo ceremonial, Louisiana style. A little crawfish
kitten.
broil, and some free kitten.
Just a little kitten sacrifice.
That's a little dinner and health tip. You want to get your pit bull meaner? Just feed them free kittens from ads. Just that live food. And gunpowder. Pour gunpowder down his fucking throat. You ever hear awful shit? Like, it's
Yes.
like, keep me in a closet.
Like the most fucked up police reports.
Ugh. Burn in hell, dog fighters.
Yep.
With no dinner.
Straight to bed. Like fucking.
Dinner in hell. Get it?
I
Go to
do.
hell. No dinner.
That's a good one. It's a good tie-in.
Dude, I was fucking holding on to that one all season. all second season. I wrote that in the off season last July.
I'm sure you've been waiting for it the whole time. Zombies are a thing in voodoo. These are a practice done by the practices of Bo.
Jackson.
Nah, just the
Running
occult
back.
science of Bo.
Running back, baseball player.
They're known as
Science.
They're known as Bokonon. Oh yeah, Bo Jackson.
Multi-talented.
Bo knows baseball.
Yeah. Number one player on Tecmo Bowl. Number one voodoo folklore legend.
Bo knows baseball.
Bo knows Gatorade.
Bo knows occultism.
That's right. Bo knows the afterlife. Bo knows Iowa.
Yeah,
Shows him with white paint on his face, like voodooed out.
that would
Like,
make an excellent reality show. I would get cable back to watch that.
Bo living in the woods in Louisiana doing voodoo. He's doing sit-ups and shit, no shirt. Yeah, I'm getting pumped for this shit. I'm getting jacked. I'm Bo Jackson. Yeah, back to voodoo.
Zombies, though, extremely minor part of the voodoo religion, but plays an outsized role in our imaginations of it. This, we can trace this problem all the way back to 1932. A film made during the United States occupation of Haiti Check out that Banana Wars episode. Called White Zombie.
Oh.
More human than human.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
A 1960.
That album's good.
Yeah, it's okay. I can't shit on that one. Yeah. 1960. Fire, yeah. Wow.
Talking about the metal band White Zombie here. We're nostalgic at heart.
Yeah, just a touch.
I always thought you had a nostalgic heart.
I do. It's just about stuff nobody else remembers or cares about except for Nintendo. That's my only cultural touchstone these days. Video games.
Yeah. You're talking.
Yeah. So White Zombie, 1932, filmed in Haiti, and in the film, Bela Lugosi plays a voodoo king with an army of zombies that respond to his every command.
Is he the only white person? Is he the white zombie?
No, I think they're talking about the woman he turned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they even operate his like sugarcane plantation, which is like zombies, like working machines and stuff.
I've been working on a plantation, more brains.
Not a musical, but that might have made it
Time for
better.
chow. Time for chow. They got like a tourist. They're eating. That's my voodoo. That's my zombie accent.
Good zombie accent.
Hire me for voiceover work.
It's
contact
similar to the New Zealand accent I've heard you do.
Hey, Straught. What do we do, sir? Why do we fall? Pick ourselves back up. Oh, Alfred, where am I? You're in the cave, sir.
The size of a tangerine. I don't live New Zealand for whatever reason popped into my
Sounds
head.
like Michael Caine. Yeah. You think of Michael Caine?
Because I found out that in America, what we call coolers, they call chili buns.
Yeah.
It's a chili bun. You put things in it. It stays chilled.
New Zealand's like the largest territory of England or something. It was a Jeopardy thing. What's the largest? Or what's the most southern territory of England? Like New Zealand.
Good old NZ.
New Zealand, like at the top, the category was like Britain, Ireland, and Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, in the film, the way he creates zombies is to poison them with a potion that allows them to be later revived, enslaved to the sorcerer or sorceress who raised them.
That's what Serpent the Rainbow happens to that guy. He wakes up in the coffin after he's not really dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't want to spoil it for you in case you rent the videotape.
I think it's you don't have to use spoiler alerts for movies that are 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but zombies were done by the Bokanon. But the Bokanon are the enemies of voodoo practitioners. They're against them. So, like, to claim this is voodoo's fault is ludicrous. You know what I'm saying?
Voodoo's like, why do you bring me into this shit?
Anyway, other aspects...
got my own shit going on.
Come on, don't do this.
I got dolls to possess.
Other aspects, negative things that Bokanon get into are curses or hexes that are designed to harm others, the summoning of evil spirits, and using voodoo dolls for evil means. See, voodoo dolls are a thing in voodoo. And
for good luck.
The pins are also used, yeah.
Yeah, look at what is it, the bears? The bears, the little bears that people collected.
Care Bears?
No. Fucking Hallmark sold them. They were TY brand.
Oh, Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies, yeah. Differences dye bears were $26. What?
Holy moly, it's retired.
It's purple.
Remember, we're retired.
Oh, McDonald's is giving away mini Beanie Babies with their Happy Meals. I'm going to get 4 Happy Meals.
What Beanie Baby did you get? Oh, it's not even retired. You fucking like noob at Beanie Babies.
I got 4 Bongo the monkeys. Oh.
You don't even know what you're fucking dealing with over here. I'm rolling in retired Beanie Babies.
Can I get 4 Happy Meals or for a boy?
That experience taught me a valuable lesson about things and their value.
Yeah, sell them while they're hot.
Yes.
Like basketball cards. Holy shit. I had a David Robinson rookie card worth $58. Now it's like $6. Go to hell, basketball cards. Sell them while they're hot, people.
Oh, yeah. So the pins and voodoo dolls, they were done so like you'd write on a piece of paper like luck, and then you would pin that to the voodoo doll to attach it to the person. It's not designed to cause pain and like wherever you stick it. That's not even a thing.
Lucky Bear, the Shamrock Bear. Pin it to him.
Now I think you're talking about Care Bears again.
Well, I think there was a Shamrock Bear for like St. Patrick's Day. Like someone could snap a pic of if they have one. If they could snap a pic of it and send it to us.
It's a shame the Care Bears aren't around in real life.
With the thunder. I'm sorry, I hit the mic.
Grumpy Bear.
The one with the thunder and lightning. Yeah.
I always liked Grumpy Bear. He never wanted to get involved. He always had to get dragged there.
I just leave me alone. Staying inside.
But I can think of a lot of people that could. They need to get their asses handed to them by a Care Bear stare. Remember the Care Bear stare at the end of every episode where they'd get together and through the power of friendship defeat whatever evil they were facing?
No, I don't remember that. I never got that far. It's too intense for me as a kid. Too intense. I turn it. Got too crazy.
Well, Care Bears were pretty famous, but you know who else was really famous?
Please tell me a voodoo priestess.
The voodoo priestess from New Orleans, Marie Laveau.
Not our first New Orleans resident that we discussed.
Definitely way cooler.
This one likes to party.
Yeah. Marie Laveau was one of the most prominent Louisiana voodoo priestesses. She was the first woman in her family to be born free. Her father was a wealthy, half-black, half-white businessman named Charles Laveau, and her mother was a freed slave named Marguerite.
So her father was born a slave and later became not a slave because she was the first freeborn?
Yes. Now, this might sound a little odd for a voodoo priestess. Oh, no, I think you mentioned it earlier. She was also a lifelong dedicated Catholic. Both.
Right.
Yeah.
She did the patriarchy and the matriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a little best of both worlds? I don't know. Sammy Hagar version. Everyone has their own opinion on that.
I don't recognize Van Hagar as a real band.
I knew you wouldn't. Come on, there's
David
some good
Lee Roth
ones.
or nothing.
Right now. Hey, for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes.
It means everything. Oh, you ate one too?
All of those people are weird, degenerate psychopaths, but David Lee Roth had something special.
Not Michael Anthony. He's out there like touring with Hagar doing like chicken foot. I'm all here with freaking Chad Smith on drums, Steve Vai on guitar.
Well, it's probably hard.
Satriani.
It's probably hard to get a big head when all you do for one of your biggest hits is just play an open E string for the entire thing.
If you think that playing the E string is all Michael Anthony did in Van Halen, you're nuts. He did all those high back vocals. Janie's grunt. It's all him, dude. They don't have that anymore.
Still, but it's backup
Wolfgang.
vocals.
Wolfgang Van Halen on bass now. He's like 20.
You'll never get
He does those backups with
big head from doing backup vocals, man. It's not gonna happen.
He does those backups with like Hagar's band though. It's sweet. You're like, damn. He was the fucking key to Van Halen's sound. Besides the
Besides
Daniels
David
bass.
Lee Roth. He was the key to Van Halen's sound.
Yeah.
Besides David Lee Roth.
Just saying, he was more than just the bass line on one string.
It's still that cracks me up though.
Yeah, Jack Daniels bass. Yeah, it was a bottle shape. So I'm not sure if this is factual, but I think Michael Anthony was a fan of voodoo, or is still today.
Well, if he was, he probably knows about Marie Laveau and her cottage, which was filled with altars full of candles, holy images, offerings. She would lead weekly meetings. This is to a integrated crowd. Black people and white people would come to her meetings together, which is extremely unusual.
She's like, you white people can come.
Yeah.
Not a lot of you, just a handful.
That would be honestly a good idea for forever if people were to do that. You shouldn't let too many of us get together. We cause trouble. At these meetings, all of the participants would dress all in white, chanting and singing, and they would leave offerings of liquor and food to the spirits.
Yeah, that's where I want to stop the tape right there and be like, listen, this madame had game. She was like, you gotta leave liquor and all kinds of food. By food, I mean, here's a list of food to leave. Like, she leaves like what she likes: ribs, gumbo, jambalaya, for 4 days worth. Like,
did you've been there?
This is the liquor that the gods like. Southern Comfort.
Did you walk through?
What?
It's the St. Louis Cemetery one, where Marie Laveau is eventually, spoiler alert, where Marie Laveau is buried.
No.
People still do that.
I've been there, but not to the cemetery.
Even at, like, you'll walk by and there'll be random graves with just, like, people leave pints, full pints, uncracked. They'll just set it next to the grave as, like, an offering.
Oh, no.
And I just remember thinking, like,
free beer.
How long is that going to be there? I bet you it's like, I bet you there are people coming through these parks every 10 minutes just looking for booze.
There's like, everyone always notices that next to her old crappy tombstone is this bush that's always there. It always seems odd, but as soon as the person walks away, it's a Gary Geely suit. He's just like, I got that. No, he's got like a whole friggin' backpack full. He just takes it as soon as they leave.
Oh, goes back to his store, sells them.
No, he just fucking he's an alcoholic. He takes them home. Yeah, he's not a business guy.
There's lots of like crust punks in New Orleans. I bet you they wind up with a lot of those offered pints, if I'm guessing.
Yeah.
If not, I hope some crust punks listen to this when word gets out, because somebody's beating you to the punch. There's free liquor all over.
Hop a train, get to St. Louis.
Cemeteries.
It's haunted though, so beware.
Yep. And New Orleans is definitely haunted, because going along with that idea makes it so much more fun to go there. Marie Laveau also saw individual clients, giving them advice on everything from lawsuits to getting some, attracting mates. When she died, she had an obituary in the New York Times. So this isn't like a famous after the fact. She was fucking famous at the time, too. Lawyers, legislators, planters, and merchants all came to pay their respects and seek her offices. So prominent people. She was a legit spiritual leader for all kinds of people in New Orleans.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily true outside of New Orleans, though, because, I mean, a white supremacist country going to do white supremacy stuff, and newspapers outside of New Orleans would report on those meetings as drunken orgies involving occult practices.
White supremacists are like, we dance around at night in all white as well.
But that's okay, because they're white people.
That's
how that logic works.
It's my clan joke. We dance around a fire as well, dressed all in white, so we don't have any black folk at our parties. God damn it. We're white supremacists.
It's a good, maybe Georgia accent, I'm guessing?
Don't ask questions, son. Just know my voice. I've eaten possum. Just know that I've eaten roadkill as long as it's fresh. I have been known to take it home and eat it.
I've eaten roadkill. Have you ever actually eaten roadkill?
Human?
No, it was deer.
No.
Yeah, my sister hit a deer with a truck, and her husband, he's a hunter.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, don't want to waste it. So when he went and picked her up, they just put the deer in the back of the truck and took it to the butcher. Got it fixed up.
Yeah. I've eaten a large June bug one time. I was on a mini bike with my friend riding cross country and ate one.
Free protein, man.
I was full. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, she could have been an excellent practitioner of divination and fortune telling, or there is possibly an alternate explanation. She was a hairdresser, and most of her clients were wealthy white socialites, which allowed her to be privy to their gossip. So she was extremely tied into what was going on with society in the French Quarter of New Orleans.
People talk at the salon.
Mm-hmm. And because she also had access to and influence among these white wealthy people's slaves and servants, she was able to, kind of convince people that she had supernatural means of gathering information. Either that or she really did. That's possible too.
I'm wondering how far apart this situation was with Truffaut, the New Orleans Nightmare episode.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 1700s, I think. This is 1830, right? What is this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Later than that, even.
Okay.
Yeah, she died in 1881.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Truffaut was like 1700s. Like there was like a Spanish king involved. Like husband was supposed to go back or something.
Yeah,
he died,
it's
she took over the estate.
Lalaurie, not
Lalaurie.
Truffaut. Yeah.
Madame Lalaurie Truffaut.
Madame Marie Delphine Lalaurie.
Oh, who's Truffaut? Oh,
Are you
Dancing
thinking-
Plague.
Yeah.
It's the first victim with the Dancing Plague. That's a Truffaut. My bad. Good job. Sorry. Maiden's brain cells. Not what they used to be. Setting in.
Marie Laveau then entered into a common law marriage with Louis Christophe Dominique Dumanie de Glapillon. In all, it's believed Marie gave birth to 15 children, only one of which survived to adulthood.
Because she
Unfortunately.
sacrificed each and every one of them on their fifth birthday.
No, there was just terrible medical care.
Yeah. She's like, I got these dried chicken bones. They don't seem to be helping. It's polio. Fuck. What are they dying of?
It was brutal in the past.
Whew. Pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
And south.
And some interesting things about her is...
Gator death. Gator ate them. Goddamn gator got 3 of them. You count 3 off right there with the gators.
Oh, yeah, that would be a common problem.
One time a snapping turtle ate one of them babies when we were having a picnic by the riverbed.
It's weird how common they fucking are. And, like, people just let them be.
Snapper or gators?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I guess that maybe as long as you don't bother them, they're not that dangerous to you or something. Because, like, we visited a friend in South Carolina, and, like, in their subdivision, it's like you look out back, and there's an alligator just, like, out of the pond in the center of the thing on the grass.
In the sun.
Yeah, and they're just, like, there's people outside and stuff, and I'm like, what? Nobody's gonna come like kill that or take it away or something?
Why would they?
It's a dangerous fucking animal.
Yeah, but this is where we're gonna have to butt heads because
I'm being facetious. I'm not like saying they should.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just saying like what are dangerous animals around here? Like I feel like a 9-foot alligator or whatever could do way more damage than like a coyote.
Yeah,
There's like coyotes here. I see coyotes in my neighborhood all the time.
I don't think there's like any record of coyote attacking a human.
No, you got to worry about your like chihuahuas and shit. But
I think your only land threat is possibly a moose, bear,
Black bear.
There are actual mountain lions like towards Sleeping Bear.
yeah,
They're
but
spotted.
a mountain lion can't bring down a man, can he?
One did. Remember?
Did it?
One, like, a guy tried taking pictures with it, 2 hikers or bikers.
Oh yeah.
And they killed the 2 of them or something.
Oh yeah.
It was like Arizona or New Mexico. Trying to be cute. California. Dumbass.
Yeah. Don't fuck with them.
But, Yeah.
There are mountain lions here around here.
But Florida has the panther, which is a large freaking cat, man, and the gators. And they not only have people let their reticulated pythons go in the Everglades, and now they're like taking over. They're huge, and
they're like 25 feet long.
they eat the young gators, so the gators are not being able to like eat them. So it's a problem.
Yeah, people, you don't let your invasive species go, please.
Yeah.
I know they got a real big problem with the lionfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another reason to stay out of the fucking ocean.
You know the little green turtles with the red stripe on their head? They're called a red-eared slider.
They're everywhere.
They're in like all our rivers and shit. They're from China.
Yeah.
They're in Michigan rivers. Like they hibernate now. They learn to hibernate. And
dude, like grass isn't even from North America. Like everything is an invasive species.
Rabbits. Like shit like that. Pigs in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Some things about Marie Laveau. She had a snake named Zombie. It's possible that her divinations were supported by a network of informants, so she'd be like a New Orleans Varys. It's like her spiders or whatever.
Little birds.
Yeah. She also ran a brothel. So she was a madam.
Yeah.
Which is another way to get inside information, you know.
Hairdresser.
Yeah, just like
Madame.
So she's like a combination, like priestess, Peter Baelish / Varys.
Yeah. Yeah. I just watched the episode of Game of Thrones in the last season where Arya cuts Littlefinger's throat.
Boom. That was fucking awesome.
I was like, holy shit, I forgot all about that. But I'm sure they're going to recap everything when they release the new shit. Like, don't forget this guy got his throat cut and, that led to this. They always do that.
That was so badass when, like, she was like, for you. And, like, because he was trying to get her to, like, kill Arya. And then she switches it at the last second. She's like, I sentence you to death.
Yeah. That
like, points at him, and it's like the fucking cool as shit, man.
And also, Jamie was talking to his sister. And she's like, no one walks away from me. And he was walking away in the mountain. Was like, shrink. And he was like, are you fucking seriously going to have this mountain kill me? You're that messed up, seriously?
Yeah.
It was a weird scene, because then you're probably thinking, Jamie's going to kill Cersei.
I think that's how it works out at the end.
They're building the seed to like Jamie's be the one. Because Tyrion already shot his dad with a crossbow. Like the family will kill each other.
Yeah.
Don't act like they won't.
Yep. Now, she was described as having an incredible flair for the dramatic and the theatric. Two things which can definitely help a spiritual leader. Faux show.
She's known to wear a Cherokee headdress, ceremonial headdress. This is culturally inappropriate. She had to stop wearing it after numerous complaints.
Well, she was known for a lot of her charitable acts in New Orleans. I believe that Marie Laveau was a very good person. I don't think she was a bad person at all.
Right. She ran a brothel, and she did charitable acts. I like where this is going. Tell me more.
Yeah, she would nurse yellow fever patients. She would post bail for free women of color when they got in trouble with the law.
She's like, I had 4 kids die of yellow fever. It hasn't got me yet. I can nurse them and cut their hair.
She visited condemned prisoners to pray with them in their final hours. And after she died in 1881, her legend only grew. I mentioned briefly earlier, she is buried in a tomb at St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 in New Orleans, which is said to be the most haunted cemetery in America. Not just haunted, most haunted. It is incredible. It is incredible a place. I've been there.
Easy Rider movie, that cemetery. They do acid. You ever seen that movie?
I think so. I know the tour guide pointed out to me the burial tomb that Nicolas Cage owns, and it's ready for him when he dies. That's where they're going to bury him. It's like a ridiculous pyramid.
Man, I got my own pyramid built. It's going to be when I die. Count on it.
I can't do a
That's
Nicolas
rocking
Cage.
good news.
I can't do a Nicolas Cage. I know I should be able to do an impression of him, but I can't. I can't summon it.
There's a Nicolas Cage when he's really young. He's in a movie called Wild at Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end, he's walking down the street, and all these gang members are slowly surrounding him, and he's surrounded by gang members, and they're gonna kick his ass. And I think he like gets a cigarette out, lights it, and goes, "What do you pussies want?" And they just end him. I think that's how it is.
All I can think of are,
That's
not the bees. Oh, God, the bees. From
What's that
Wicker
from?
Man?
Wicker Man? What about Raising Arizona? You like that one?
I've only seen it a long time
Rewatch
ago.
it. It's really good. Especially when the brother-in-law or the friend wants to talk about his wife swapping. Punches him in the face. Oh,
The earliest Nicolas Cage that I have like a real working familiarity with is Valley Girl.
I don't think I've seen that.
He plays like a heartthrob like guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Con Air?
Con Air with that
Bo.
ridiculous long
I think
hair.
his name is Bo.
Yeah, I do. Oh,
Poe.
shit.
Poe.
Have you ever seen the still of him? Like the test shot from when he was going to play fucking Superman?
I think so.
Yeah, he was going to play Superman in a Tim Burton directed, Kevin Smith written Superman.
Huh. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't even know what that movie would look like, but him as Superman is with long hair Superman.
That was Indiana Jones, I think I just did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's
I hate
definitely
snakes.
That's definitely Indiana Jones. The Superman music is awesome, but I can't think of it in my head right now. Oh, god damn it. I feel like a dick because it's so
I'll get
cool.
it. Let's just take a second. Yeah, the Superman song goes. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dun,
it.
dun, dun. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it back. That's a good score.
And we're back to Voodoo.
Yeah, we're back to St. Louis Cemetery number 1, which her ghost is said to appear from time to time, wearing her trademark turban and muttering in Creole. At her tomb,
Home is where you make it. What? You're like,
where?
home you make it.
That always makes me think of Boomhauer from. I don't think he's speaking Creole, but it makes me Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
Oh.
He's like, "But they going down down grocery store, man. Better down beside the head of them."
That means I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going to buy that hat
Yeah, something like that.
down there.
Yeah, that's what I always think of when I think of that accent. Even though I don't think that's what he's doing, I have the similar experiences listening one to one and the other.
You said you mentioned that I've been there when you mentioned St. Louis or St. Louis. I thought you meant the city of St. Louis. I've been to St. Louis. I've never been to New Orleans.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, I'd like to, but I never have.
See, I've never been to St. Louis.
Yeah,
But I've been to St. Louis Cemetery.
I was in St. Louis one time, and I was with a band. I went with them. They were on tour, and one of the places they played was an old theater, and it was like haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "You stay in the theater tonight." Like that's where we're supposed to sleep. We slept like
That's unusual.
We slept like in the balcony of this theater where a girl like killed herself.
Was it like
nuts.
a Scooby-Doo episode in real life?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're doing that thing where like there's a monster chasing you through all the crazy doors. And
Yeah, one of the walls goes. Yeah, spins. Yeah.
Like a
it's nuts. Yeah, but listen, they let me, like another guy, and like a couple bands stay the night in this theater, which had a concession stand. We're staying the night. They're not there.
Oh, I
we took
imagine
it
like
over.
a large amount of goobers were consumed.
Van full of fucking raisinets rolling down I-75.
Like the garbage bag full of popcorn, like the giant garbage bag.
The popcorn maker. Like, see you later. You don't need to pay us. Get this popcorn maker for payment. Whoo! St. Louis.
One last thing about Miss Laveau is the offerings that people leave at her tomb to this day include candles, flowers, voodoo dolls, or other fetishes, along with liquor and tobacco.
Beanie Babies as well.
Mm-hmm. And
fully flared out.
You could use a Beanie Baby as a fetish, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Flare it. Put the pins on it.
Yeah. And if you do leave one of these offerings and your wish is granted, your request granted by Marie Laveau, the custom is that you come back and make 3 X marks on the tomb. So
That's
this
blood.
would make a good picture for the collage.
For sure.
It looks awesome.
It's made in blood. You have to cut your finger or your palm. You have to cut it with a blade. And then dab your other finger and paint the X's with your blood.
Is that real? Or do
No.
you making it up right
fantasy.
now?
Yeah, it's Dinner in Hell fantasy.
That would be cool.
It's a part.
That'd be metal as hell.
Dinner in Hell fantasy. Yeah. We sing a lot on this show. At least I do. I get you going. I get you singing.
Yeah, we get into it. We mix it up. A little acapella. That's it for Marie Laveau, though. That's it for Voodoo.
Voodoo. That's our first religion-based
No, it's not.
program. Name the other one.
Zeus is an asshole.
Oh, Greek mythology. That's not a religion.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I don't remember Zeus getting killed on the cross. God damn it.
I don't remember any voodoo.
Voodoo dolls get pinned up with nails.
Yeah, but that's for good things. It's symbolic of good things.
Like realtors, like, I want to sell this house. I'm going to see the priestess.
That was one of the craziest fucking things. Another quick introduction about New Orleans is like if you see things for sale, like you would even see it on the signs on the street. It would be like, oh, for sale, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, not haunted, in big capital letters. They have to tell you if a place is haunted or not haunted when they're selling real estate. That's the law.
Yeah.
The law says you have to do that.
Yeah. If you have knowledge of it. If you don't have knowledge of it, then you don't have to.
Yeah, but you still have to say specifically not haunted.
Yeah. But you said that the agent has to tell them only if they know it.
Yeah. They might be like,
used to be a
whoa, whoa,
realtor.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Matter of fact, the house next to mine is empty. You guys should freaking move on over next to the Maiden estate. Take the fence down. Oh, yeah. We'll be grilling, patioing.
I don't know. With both of our track records for occasional neighbor feuds, I don't know if we want to get them mixed together.
Dude, it'd be perfect. Be like, text you before I even knock on your door. Hey, is it cool if I knock over? You're just like, no one's home. But your cart, okay. Yeah, I don't bother my neighbors ever unless they give me a reason to.
Yeah.
But I don't even fucking look their way. It's not my thing. I'll go into the house.
Yeah, good fences make good neighbors, in my opinion.
Yeah. First thing we did when we bought our house is put a privacy fence up. We didn't know the neighbors at all. We were like, fucking don't give a shit. We're getting a fence. Then we'll meet you. Hi.
I would maybe like bring like some cookies, but like there would be no dinner invitations or dinner invitations accepted.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'm going to play nice, but I'm really not going to play at all. And then I'll go back into my basement forever.
Seen this basement. It's cozy.
It is.
I'd be down there too.
Because we're definitely not there right now. We are in the studio.
That's right. Before this audience. They
Who
want
is
to
looking incredible.
They want to know where to find us on social media.
That band is ripping. And if you want to get on a Twitter feed that is just as ripping as that band, mosey on down to @dinnerandhellpod. Check us out.
Oh, and the .com, was it .org? .gov? Dinner and Hell Pod.
Dinnerandhell.com that I paid for and then didn't touch after.
Oh, it's got at least 4 episodes posted on it. First 4. It's just amazingly thorough. With our whole careers on there.
Nobody ever went there, so we stopped plugging it.
Yeah, we have
iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube. It'll be on YouTube till the end of time.
Yeah, like if you're ever in a situation where you don't have access to SoundCloud or iTunes, you can always find our show, all the episodes on Twitter. You can probably download the audio with an app and just extract the audio.
Yeah, you could do that.
You don't have to fuck with
That's
the video.
thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. Any video converter is a program that's free that will do that for you. track audio only. In case you ever need that in that situation.
Thank you to the listeners. Thank you very much. We love you. Have a good night.